Well, our TicTacToe app is almost finished. We just need to add some styles just for it to look better. As always, we are going to go from this step to this other step. Both are in GitHub, and there you can see the code online, or you can even download it. If you are only going to do this video or implement it, start with this code and we will go there. In fact, in this case, I'm going to go to this code. Let me show you what we are going to do and what you can see in GitHub in this case. Here is the repository, and into React we are going to use the CSS that we have here, just not to be going to write all the CSS rules and to make it very easy. So we are going to use inside the public folder this style here. Okay, our TicTacToe, just to remember, is like this now. We have new game with the player name and we have the continue possibility. Okay, so let's code it. Okay, the first step would be to go to the GitHub repository, and inside the folder React TicTacToe we go to the public folder, and inside it we see mystyle.css, and here we have a row button just to get the code. We copy everything, all the CSS, and we go to our repository, to our code, and inside the public folder we create a new file called mystyle. mystyle.css. We paste everything. You can analyze the different content. It's not very complicated. It only has 100 lines more or less, and we save the file. Now we have to get this file, to link it. Where? Well, we are going to do it outside React. So in our index.html file that is in the public folder, we will add a link to this file. Link rel stylesheet, type text CSS, and the file is, where is it? Well, look here how we reference from this file the public folder, because it will be substituted in the future. Public URL mystyle.css. Let it put up here and close the tag. If we save, now we can see that our app has changed, and we will continue introducing changes to improve it and to adapt to the CSS that we just linked. The next thing we are going to do is to transform a little bit our code. For example, into the main we created a nav, and it's better to change it for a section. So our page will be now inside the section, either the home or the game. Remember that this is the main file, main.jsx file. Also, we can go to our home and add here a class name. Remember that we can't add class because it's a reserved word in JavaScript, so in JSX, class name, and we can call it front body. That is the name that is in the CSS. You can examine or see the code. Now we have this front body, and everything is a little bit better separated. Okay, let's continue. The next thing will be to add CSS inside one tag. We are seeing the different possibilities to introduce CSS. We just linked it in the HTML5, we added a class name, and we are now going to add, see our code that is not centered, our page, we are going to center it, but directly modifying the style attribute. That is another possibility. We are doing different things just to learn how to do them. Where? Well, all our code is into the Redux provider. Remember that we have here the header and main, and outside we have the provider to join to Redux and connected router for the routing. In this we introduced style height 100%. This height is just a JavaScript object, so we can add here, for example, another property, text align. Remember the camel case, instead of the hyphen text align, we write this way, text align with camel case, and we can say center. And when we save, if we go to our application, the text is centered. You could have used also a class name or even an ID, but this is just another possibility. So let's continue. We want to improve now our board, and we are going to go to the square component. All the buttons are here, and we can add a class name, my button. If we save, we see that it changed. But what happens if we want also to add another class name, but in JavaScript, depending on if I can click on the button or not click it? See, I want here a hand and here a forbidden sign. How do we do that? Well, instead of just a class name, my button, what I am going to do is to define my class name, for example, and it is my button. And I leave there a space because I'm going to add more classes depending on what happens. In this case, if I modify this and I substitute it, it is working exactly the same. Okay, perfect. But what I am going to do now is that my class name, I'm going to add another class here, and it will be depending on the value. Where is the value? This dot props dot value, as you can see down here. If the value is equals hyphen, we can put it like this to see it more clear, because I'm going to use a ternary operator, and to this class I'm going to use clickable. So if the value is a hyphen, it is clickable and not clickable. So now the class name is either clickable or not clickable. Well, it was not, but no clickable, sorry, not. Now I have a forbidden sign and a hand. Look how we worked creating and modifying classes depending on the JavaScript value. Okay, this is another step. Finally, what we are going to modify is we are going to add a spinner where when the user is waiting for we to fetch the data. So we go to, in our game, instead of this h3, we add a div class name loader, and when we go to continue, you can see that there is a spinner. Okay, you can examine as always in the style that this loader has keyframes and these kind of things, and our app is finished. We have new game, we have this loader, and we have everything set up. Thank you very much.